Alright. We're streaming now, if that helps. What are you talking about? Who's psycho? I don't know. I don't know, Mom. I was like, who the fuck is Miles Morales? I'm like, oh, that's my sister. Go to the general chat. Like, the text channel general. I guess she changed her name when they did the, yeah, the not so fancy updates, because it's just stupid. Who's that? Whoever is Pokey J, yeah. No, it was, oh yeah, it was you. Hold on, so are people, oh, okay, everyone's on Twitch apparently. I didn't know this. Well, I didn't know that everyone was on Twitch. Alright, here we go. Get the chat up on here. Actually, we don't need chat on here. I have chat up here now. In a separate window. Makes things better. Yes, I know the state of play is now. What's up? Yeah? Okay, cool. My reminder app also just told me it was right now. Alright, let me load up my script here. We have almost everything ready. Apparently you scare somebody, Michael. Care to comment? No? Alright, yeah. Boss said. Oh, God. Well. Oh, how everyone's on Twitch, but nobody's on YouTube. I mean, that's fair. Apples or oranges? I don't know, Michael. Apples or oranges? Apples to apples. Michael scares me. Joins the call anyway. Alright, so it's been a few minutes. We let people get in. So, I say we get to it. First off, I'd like to say that this will most likely be the last Crewin State of Play event that we're going to be having. Because with our migration from just the game being a game itself into our company, Thunderworld Interactive, we're going to be changing it from Crewin State of Play to Thunderworld Interactive State of Play, which will be a semi-annual event that will take place most likely every June and every December for the coming year. So most likely the next event will not be until December 2023, which will give us time to get Crew in along with any of our other active projects in the company. More time to get everything set up and more of a showcase that will showcase everything other than just Crewin itself. So obviously, we scheduled this from 2 to 4. It will most likely not take that long unless people have a lot of questions. Crewin will be the main point of this event, but at the very end, we'll go over a couple other products that we are working on as well. So obviously, we had same thing, go through updates, which was just the NPC update. Which now we have an updated timeline, switched a couple updates around. So interior is what we're currently working on right now. We'll be showcasing J-Dale as the finished product of the interior. It's the only town so far that actually has a full-fledged interior, with lighting built, and everything is good to go. And then we'll focus more on dialogue, adding story-based NPCs with just some test dialogue until we get the side quests update later down the line. Inside the enemy update, they'll will be part of the exploration update. It's kind of like 2 updates mashed into one, but it'll be like a part 1 and 2. So part 1 will add all the enemies that'll be just randomly in the world, and then part 2 will add all the exploration and mazes, because the developer who made the plugin for procedurally generated mazes and dungeons and stuff finally fixed the game-breaking bug. So as soon as this update is up to bat, we'll be able to really get some good stuff in the world itself. But again, no regarding final release. Hopefully to Q4 of next year, but maybe Q4 2025 for the full-fledged release. This is just a base game and none of the DLCs that will be coming afterwards, if any. But that is it for the slideshow. We're going to hop over to Crewin and we're going to play the editor. So we'll go over 2 of these things here as soon as the intro plays through. Michael, is there anything you want to add real quick while it loads up? All right, so do keep in mind this is a beta version of the next update. One of the main things that I've actually changed is this: I changed the player outfit. So now we obviously have a player with leather and cardboard armor, with a leather shield and I believe a steel sword is what I have it set at. And we also upped the amount of potions you get from 1 to 3 when you start out. And this will be mainly, as soon as we add more leather armor, what you'll start off with in the beginning of the game. So, if we actually just type in FPS, we'll get an FPS counter here on the left hand of the screen. We are currently playing at 1080p with between high and max settings here. We are currently sitting at roughly 60 frames a second, even while streaming, which I'm actually... It's pretty good because usually it would bump down a lot when when I would be streaming. But so this showcases NPCs. So we do have NPCs around, and they are walking around with their full AI. And then also, if we come over here real quick, we can come into and look at all of the interiors. Most houses have 2 beds with some candles and a table. There's not a lot of clutter going on yet, or we can come and look over here. So different houses have different things going on. There's some clutter here and there. We can come down here. We can see a little toolkit. And you can also... There will be chests in quite a few houses. So there'll just be a lot of extra things to explore. And a few other things like that. So we have... bedrooms like this that just have some clutter laying around. There'll be like some other stuff in here at some point in time, but if we jump down, this is the main point of this update, just adding interiors. So we have this stuff over here. So every single house will have just stuff in it stuff that you can interact with. So like we have chests in here as well that you can interact with. Houses are now lit up. So there's two different types of torches. We have a torch and a lamp. Each of the houses have one lamp on the outside, which is supposed to combat the very dark sky glitch that you can see while you are in nighttime, or if you're also just at a darker point of time with rain like it is now. I have edited some of the settings, so when it's raining, it's a little bit brighter out. But when it's snowy or foggy, it's still a little bit harder to work around. And then also working on adding a blacksmith in here, in Jdale itself. So we actually have this NPC right here who doesn't really do anything at the moment, because I have yet to script their AI. And we also have a little garage in here that people can go into along with the inside of this blacksmith building itself that we also have in here as well. This has not been furnished yet, but it is getting there. And that's really the state of the update, kind of just a little showcase, sneak peek of what's to come. Release date for this update is still to be announced. There's still a long way to go, so if I'm just guessing off the top of my head here, I'm guessing a end of the year update, maybe around October is what I'm guessing, which was supposed to be the original release date of this update here. But that is really it in this update at the moment. Michael, I know you said you wanted to showcase something on Blender, so as soon as I get out of this, I'll have you showcase that as well. Uh, That's just gonna be me showing it. I'm logging. This moved Discord over, so as soon as you share your screen, I will get onto that. It was a work in progress. Yes. Let's not do that right away. That's gonna be we're gonna show the finished one off in December, and get that finished there. So let me move this on over here, unfull screen this, and I'll bring just chatting here for a minute here. All right, so let me. So obviously that is the state of Crewin. So that part is done. As I did say, towards the end of this, we were going to get a little bit of a introduction to some of our other projects that are going on in Thunderbolt Interactive. I just didn't have the time to migrate this over to Crewin or to Thunderbolt Interactive, since we decided that pretty much fairly recently that we were going to change this up for a semi-annual event here. So there's multiple different projects that we are working on. Just to name a few, we have our inventory manager tech pack, which there is information about on the site. We just finished our official pricing that has not been released to the app yet, but will be onto the website, but it will be released here in the near future. The light version of the software is ready to go. It'll probably be released early August, as soon as we finish up a couple bug fixes and a couple more features that have to be removed from light for that to be done. And then standard and pro edition will also be done most likely towards the end of the year. So those versions will be showcased during the December event as well. On our YouTube channel, there will be videos about how each software works, and there'll be tutorial videos and stuff like that. So we are working on that as well. Here, let me try and get over to our YouTube channel real quick. So if we just move back over here to in here, so obviously our YouTube channel, Thunderbolt Interactive. We are doing a couple different series at the moment. So we just finished 4 episodes of the Grow Your Channel series. And then we're also doing a room makeover for me and Michael over the coming months. So we also have that going on as well in the channel. But if we go here, this will be also filled with videos in the future regarding any of that software, which I think we'll go and we'll actually just give a sneak peek in Tech Pack right now. What do you say, Michael? All right, cool. Let me get that booted over here, and I'll bring bring Visual Studio over to a different screen, but I will make sure that it starts off over here. Maybe it will. There you go. All right, so start off with loading screen. It loads a couple things. So this is using SQL Server. So I have a virtual machine that hosts SQL Server for databases and getting just main debugging as well. So I'll try and get myself into. I actually don't know if I still have this account on here. Yeah. Okay. So we'll just do the admin account. There we go. All right, so for those of you who have already seen this before, we have a nice new modern user interface here. And there's only one category here is products. This is the light version that we're looking at right now. So we can see that there's like products, IDs, names. This is going to be a purchase order number, a serial number, description, asset tag, location, checked out, and status. These are the main cells that you can see in just the overview. And if you actually go into a edit mode, and you can see each different product. So you can change who an asset is checked out to, what category, change its location, description, and then the status. There's different statuses. I only have 4 set up right now: active, missing, retire, and tech refresh, because this application is mainly focused for IT departments and smaller to medium businesses, and even for light and then standard and pros for larger businesses who need additional features that will be showcased here soon. So I exit out that real quick. So this is role based. So so this right here is my username and this is my role. So obviously it's administrator. Administrators have the ability to go into the settings here and change permissions, test categories, add users to who can log in, and stuff like that, making it nice and customizable as well. So if we go back into settings and users, we only have an admin account, but that's because we're getting this ready for shipping. And there is two other roles. We have a viewer, and we also have an editor. And editor, you can edit the, you can add products and edit products. A viewer cannot do anything. An administrator can delete and so that can help security and making sure no one deletes something not supposed to or accidentally removes something important that they shouldn't have. And that is mainly it for the light version. I think I already got rid of some of the other feature sets here. Print tag. Okay, so I have not deleted all the features yet. So in the standard and standard version, and along with the pro version, you have this barcode that you can print out, and it'll be printed out using a barcode printer. This part has not been tested yet, so if you do not have a barcode scanner, or we have a barcode scanner, one like this on hand. This is the wired one, but we do not have a printer on hand, so that has to be worked on before Pro and Standard gets to be released. But this is a very dumbed down one, so if we actually do that again, there is a QR code also that you can work on, because my hope is to have like a little handheld device, probably something Linux based, or even an app on your phone. So if I make like a little Raspberry Pi based handheld that you can like point at stuff and have like a little mobile version of the app, that is something that is maybe might happen in the future. We do have a Raspberry Pi here, so I could test it out at some point, but I'd have to recreate the program to work with a Linux system for that to work. So another thing that Tech Pack, all versions will have, is a history tab. So you'll be able to see history of what was changed. So it was checked out from no one to test customer. And then it also shows the status. So if someone changed it from active, so I cleared the status and then I re-added it right here, and it shows who it's changed by. So this is my old account that I had before I deleted it. And it also shows what date and time it was changed. So June 10th at 10:28 p.m. And that's also your local time zone, so this would be Eastern Standard Time. I think I've gotten rid of all the other. See, yeah, I've gotten rid of all of the other stuff here. But if we actually head over here to server, server select, you can actually type in your SQL server URL, and that will give you the ability to change what server you're in. So this is good for software companies or IT companies who manage multiple companies, or if you want to have a tech pack manager for multiple different departments, because technically it can be used for multiple departments if it's customizable enough. But that is it for tech pack. Let's see, it is currently 2:20, so we do still have a little bit of time here. Let's look at the labeler. So the pro version of the application will actually come with a separate labeler program, and I will bring that over here. So this is this right here. So it's just like the one that is inside the standard and pro version, but if we actually change this, add this asset tag, and we'll just add my name to the bottom part of it. Get the caps lock here. If we actually generate this, it shows this barcode right here, and it's hard to see because there's only the white only generates for the barcode here. But there also is an additional spot for name. So if I actually just quickly print this out, and I can print this out, you can print this out on any printer. So you could theoretically just print this on a regular printer and just tape it to an asset. that's not exactly what we want to be doing. So that's the point of having that label printer, so that it also already comes with a sticky underside, so that you can just stick it onto an asset and then just take your scanner and scan it in. So we're gonna do a little bit of a live demonstration here, given that this is actually now since it's actually printing, and we'll show exactly how this works here. So we'll come over here and get that search bar set up here. We have this paper here. So if you see here, it has the barcode, asset number, and the name. So we'll take this off-brand, cheap, old-looking barcode scanner, and we'll just scan it here. And then you'll see that it shows the asset tag of 000001, showing proof of concept of how that works. So again, that's mainly used for businesses, and we haven't really gone into marketing of this program yet, but do expect to see stuff on any of my social media platforms and any of the YouTube channel here in the future. Speaking of which, if we go to here on a separate screen here at the moment, what in here? Two things I want to show specifically. First of all, we do now have a Thunderbolt Interactive account for Twitter. If you type in TWI_devs, you'll be able to follow that account as well. And then also for Facebook, we also have a Thunderbolt Interactive Facebook page as well. We're really starting to try and get all of these social media platforms taken care of. So we have Facebook here. A lot of the stuff here is the same as Twitter. Kind of just use the exact same photos for people who are on different media platforms. So haven't worked on these recently, but as soon as we finish up a separate software that I will talk about here in a second, but can't show at the moment, it'll be a lot easier for us to manage our social media platforms, because we are creating a all-in-one software for us to post to whatever social media platform we want to. So if it's a video, we can post to Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and then also with photos to those as well. We were going to put it on Reddit before Reddit increased or made API price changes, so we're not using that. So Reddit will be only one that we have to manually put in, which we do have a subreddit for Crewin, but we never really use that often because there's only like 4 of us on there. But I mean, we're getting there. So let me see what else. I can close a couple of tabs here, try and save some resource space. So we can actually close these as well. I can get through here. We're doing questions at the very end. I just saw that, boss. We're doing questions at the very end because we're going to encore questions for every single software that we go over here. So another thing that we are working on, and this is for all of our software, is a license key system. So this is a licensing server that we have hosted on AWS. This is Amazon's cloud-hosted virtual machine. This is a small little web server that's hosted on Amazon's version of Linux. So this is how we go and add all of our license keys, see the installation counts, what softwares with what keys for when we add onto the website. You can, so how the website's going to work, you have the ability to buy, so you'll buy it, and then you will download the software, and then it'll ask for an activation code. You have to email my email along with the order number that you have for me to give you a code, because I have to input it into a spreadsheet or whatever. This activation key is paired to this order number, and then also have email as well, so that when we get emails regarding support, if we type in your email, we can see that you are activated and that we will help you to the best of our ability. But obviously, this is server side that me and Michael handle. So that is really it there. Let's see what else we got. I guess we'll bring our website down here. Not much has changed on the website. We do have Crewin pictures for the back of this rather than some random stock images that we've had. We got rid of the App Store icons here. There's still a bug, which it's not allowing HTTP video from YouTube. So we're still working on a way to figure out how to allow that through. But now the Steam widget that you can just click on and it'll take you straight to the Crewin Steam page is on there as well. And then that is it there. If we go to products, Tech Pack. So Tech Pack's page is almost completely set up here. So pricing again has not been updated, but we do offer a flat fee of $500 to do migrations from one system to another. And then another software, not really a software actually, but it's actually a physical device as well that we're working on, is a bus manager. So this is kind of like some of our, I guess I should just say kind of like concept art for each of it. So bus manager will be something that you place on a bus dash. So this is mainly for school systems that you can have. It's pretty much just a GPS, but has the ability to save locally a bus route, or also as because in a later version we're going to have it be a cloud hosted database where you can pull your bus routes from. So you'll have the cloud hosted server will be at like a bus garage or in that server room of that company, and then they will use 4G LTE to communicate with that server using port forwarding, get all of the addresses or all of the bus route, input them into the application, and when you click start route, it'll plot each point and will give you directions, just like any other GPS. But you can go up to 25 stops. Uses a 5-inch display with a custom 3D printed chassis that we have yet to design and everything, really. But put all this together, you get a really nice device. It is Raspberry Pi based for now. There will be a later version, hopefully, that will have a single core computer it's going to be like a 64-bit, maybe a lower end Celeron CPU that's going to be on that system. Because obviously, just a map application does not require a lot of system resources. But that is our other big product that we are currently testing out here. And is there anything else that I need to cover, Michael, that you can think of? All right. I think we've covered everything here. So I'm now opening up the floor for everyone to ask questions. If you're on Discord, YouTube, or on anywhere, if you want to ask a question, now's the time. I'll let them roll in before I answer a couple of them.
So I have questions on Crewin.
All right.
It's gonna be like FPS fixes because I'm currently running a 3060. I'd just be sitting in the spawn in game. I'd average like 20 FPS, but then when I'd start to move, I'd drop down to like 5 or 6.
So I'm guessing. I mean, obviously there will be, but we're waiting on that for right now. As we're having some issues with lighting. I don't know if it's just the version of Unreal we're using, but we want to migrate over to Unreal Engine 5 here in the future. But I'm waiting for a few more updates to be released before we migrate over to Unreal Engine 5, and we're going to take part of their Nanite and Lumen technologies, which will help increase performance there. But I also have someone in one of my game development groups who is a professional optimizer for Unreal Engine, and as soon as I pay him, he is going to get into the project itself, and he is going to optimize to the best of his ability. Which it seems to be like the main issue itself is just, it seems to be a very CPU dependent. It's really CPU bound. So even my Ryzen 9 5950X is having a hard time handling stuff. So he's also going to help me implement a multi-core, multi-threading system. So we're going to delegate threads to different cores. So AI will be on its own separate thread, and then world gen on its own separate thread. So there are a lot of ways that we're waiting to just get it to be a lot more optimized, but it's just not quite there yet. This next update should be a little bit better since a lot of our textures were downsized and to Unreal's requirements. So all of our regular texture maps are full size, but according to Unreal's documentation, normal maps can be half size, and then like roughness maps can be quarter size, which also helps with usage. Because I made a short on YouTube probably a couple weeks ago, showing off some of the stats that I have found. So so I have a 8 GB 2080 Super, and if we're looking at the VRAM usage, VRAM usage is 7.9 gigabytes currently. But obviously, a lot of modern games are requiring more than 8 gigabytes of VRAM. So obviously, this game will be released in 2 years. So it's going to be trying to target this current hardware instead of the hardware that will be released in like 2-3 years from now. But again, yes, there will be optimization improvements. It's just all about when.
Okay, so I currently have my graphics card like optimized for like Vulkan usage. I'm depending. Are you using like OpenGL for graphics?
I actually don't remember because I was playing around with what type of graphics I was using in this last update. I think I was using OpenGL, but I can check that real quick for you. Give us a
Yeah, I just kind of overclocked my graphics card to work better with Vulkan. So
that's fair. And I can use both. I can't like have them both be packaged. I only have to pick one or the other. So at
I
them
found Vulkan better for FPS boost. So
that makes sense. Currently, yeah, we're currently using DirectX 11 slash OpenGL 4.3
yeah.
because it's the same shader that will be on PS4 and Xbox One. Since Xbox One's release is still to be determined, but is definitely going to happen at some point.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense.
But obviously, moving over to Unreal Engine 5, there will be a graphics increase. I believe Unreal Engine 5 natively supports Vulkan, and I'm thinking about switching over to that when I get there. But when we try to migrate to Unreal Engine 5, when we were still doing the world building update, I think it was 0009 when we were doing Veplor and Anthon. There was so many issues with it that we just decided to wait off on it and probably do it in the future. But this depends on when. Right. Does anyone else have any questions or anything that they would like to add? I'm also taking feature requests or ideas on how to make the game better. So if you have anything like that as well, please feel free to let me know.
Okay, yeah, I have something else.
All right.
So for fast travel, I realized, are you adding a loading screen during that, or because I get there and it takes like a minute to load everything in?
So this fast travel is phase one. It's kind of just proof of concept for fast travel. The actual fast travel system that'll be in the game itself is kind of like it's gonna be like stables. So each of the capitals will have a stable in the beginning of the building, and sort of like Skyrim, yes. You'll be able to take each hold capital compared to every single town, but that is really it for fast travel. There will be a loading screen. Obviously, for some reason, sometimes it takes like a minute for capital cities to load. So, optimizing those load times is also something that is slated for optimization. But there will be a load time. The loading screen itself is kind of like the waiting for the map to disappear is kind of like the loading screen right now because I haven't actually built a loading screen that will actually work with fast travel yet. Michael, was there anything you wanted to add? I thought you said you had a question or two that you wanted to ask. No? Okay.
Pretty much it.
All right, nice. I'm glad I got to everything here. So, if that is it, I'm not seeing anything on chats related to any questions here. Um, so, looks like that is it for the State of Play event. Um, obviously, this was not as long as I thought it would be. It was about 40-minute event, but um, in the future, obviously, there'll be the Thunderbolt Interactive State of Play, which will be in December. I will release the projected date here in the future. Like if I just go to my calendar and go to December 2023. Obviously, the holidays are those last 2 weeks, so I'm guessing like the first, like the 2nd or the 9th is when we'll have it. Probably around the same time, or maybe later in the afternoon, depending on everyone's availability here. But we are planning on making this a little more public into this next one. So obviously, I believe everyone here is on our Discord server, which is the only place where we actually showcase the event itself. But in the future, I have like indie dev groups. I have gamer groups that showcase this type of thing. That in the future we'll be having a lot more people present and a lot more questions. So hopefully we'll be able to get a lot more participation, and there's a lot more people involved in the game itself, and just a lot more people who are interested in how the game itself works. But that is really it for this event. Thank you everyone who stayed through to the end, and people who asked questions, and people who have just been here from the start, creating a very successful game with us, hopefully. And we'll see you guys in the next event or next live stream or whenever. Thank you guys all, and have a great weekend.